Yeah. Oh, 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking.
Mr. Honesty as your integrity, Mr. Pushback, Mr. told Lex Friedman to go fuck his mother, as your fucking um orbiter, and have a ceiling on Pushback and platform Fuentes. I feel
Okay,
like if
that's
you
fine.
want,
That might be the case. And if you
well,
want to
right,
give me
I think because it puts me in an impossible position where I
no,
am.
you're putting me in an impossible position. You're literally you.
Well, let me tell you about my position.
Okay.
I have a conscience, and I think I have a lot of integrity. That's really important to me.
Okay. I agree.
And whenever somebody is platforming you or doing you favors or offering to do you favors or helping you in some way, my radar goes up for my integrity, because I'm like, well, what am I enabling anything? Because anything I'm involved with, if we talk about Fuentes, I mean, I have to say something. I can't just pretend that's not happening. So I'm gonna have to say something at some point about it. Am I gonna pretend I don't think that you're like doing damage with your streams? Am I gonna protect Fuentes to protect you, to protect my own career? No, I don't want to do that. So then, so I have to push back, because I mean, I want to push back, and I have to push back because I think it's my fucking job. And so you're putting me in a position where I can't, where I just don't like my job, I guess.
Okay. You're putting
My
me in the same
job is
position. You're literally telling me I can't have all the things that I want to have. By definition, you've put me in an impossible position. But that's fine. I would choose that I want to be able to function in the way that I want. I don't think that I necessarily need to I need to tolerate like an anti-fan group growing within my own subreddit because I think it's good criticism. I don't think I should have to tolerate those things. I don't think I have a mandate to tolerate those things. And if I have to choose between that and being able to do like other things, I'd rather choose the other things. Obviously, like why am I'm acquiescing for all these reasons that are beneficial to people that aren't me, for my own community that I've spent 12 years building.
I think it is beneficial to you.
Well, of course you do.
We've had this argument before. I don't think a characterization of people who think that you made a mistake by platforming Fuentes in the way you did, I don't think they're anti-fan. I think they just disagree with you.
No, but some of the behavior becomes indistinguishable to a point of an anti-fan.
I don't think so. I think they're just mad at you.
Making a post on my subreddit saying, "Look, I told you so, retard," is literally anti-fan behavior.
It might be something an anti-fan would do, but I didn't do it because I'm an anti-fan.
That's great. I think you have the right to have like your criticism of things I do. I think that's totally fine. I think that's well within your right to do it. You can express it to me on my stream where I can talk. You mentioned this as though it was kind of an underhanded negative. Well, he likes talking about on stream because he has control over it. Yeah, of course, because I'm participating in the conversation. But like, I don't post to my subreddit a ton. But when you start posting a ton of my subreddit, and I don't really participate as much in there, and you're using the subreddit to essentially like, I don't want to say throw me under the bus, but be hypercritical of me, and it's not an area that I even engage in. Like, yeah, of course, I'm not just gonna let that stand. Like, okay, yeah, fine, I'll just let them like tear me up in my sub. Like, yeah, it's all good. Like, of course not. Because I'm not gonna have somebody fomenting like an anti-fan coalition inside my sub. That's just not. That's so horrible for me. Why would I do that? Why would I risk that?
Because just because people think you made a mistake doesn't mean they're anti.
That's not just a mistake. It's literally fucking bringing back Hitler from the fucking dead. That's like the level of gravity that people are like treating this as. This is like the chicken and waffles heard around the world.
I don't think so.
You literally made the argument that it's possible that Fuentes becomes president at some point.
That is his ambition. It is possible.
Okay, so the stakes are obviously really high, so it's not just an itty bitty, incy wincy, tiny little mistake. It's like potentially people ending.
I think that you are defining people who have major problems with anything you've done as anti-fans. I think that's wrong. I
No,
think,
that's not
again-
true.
Well, I think it is.
You're
I'm not
wrong.
an anti-fan. I'm not an anti-fan.
No, but
I have a problem with one thing you did, and I'm calling you out for it. That doesn't make me an anti-fan.
I'm okay with people having criticism of me. You've been shown that there are lots of people that have criticism of me, that have posts that stay up in the sub, that's fine. But like when they come off as like anti-fan posts, at some point it's like, okay, well hold on, Jesus. This has like been
Okay,
a
I just don't. I think that you're requiring an overly high level of allegiance from your fans.
Okay, and I think that I would argue that my fans give me, and you are welcome to challenge me on this if you want, but compared to any other fan base on the internet, find me one that's as critical of me, or as critical of their leader as mine is, that isn't a toxic cesspool.
I'm sure they are toxic cesspools, but I'm
Well,
not in those
but then, so what I'm
in
saying is
yours.
my moderation style has yielded the best community in terms of being able to criticize.
That may be true.
But then why would I take advice on how to do it so much differently when it seems like it's working really well?
Because it's not working for me.
That's not an argument for me.
And I don't think it's working for you either. I think it's limiting you. I honestly think it is hurting you. I think you're purging people you perceive as disloyal when take your own fucking advice, man. There's highs and there's lows. People get pissed at you for a while.
There are highs and lows, and I ride those highs and lows.
No. Banning everybody who disagrees with you about a topic or ban.
You keep saying that, but it's not true. If I ban everybody who disagrees with me, there'd be nobody left in my subreddit. There have been plenty. Stop what? You're the one that's saying it.
I want to stop going in a circle.
Okay.
Are you gonna? Can I get this idea out, or should I just drop it?
Well, you can get it out. Just stop saying wrong things.
You're gonna think it's wrong.
Oh fuck.
I think your defining of anti-fan is too broad.
Okay.
I think that you are seeing threats that are not as actually threatening as you are saying they are. I think it would be, if you're going to play with fire like platforming Fuentes, I think it would be good to have a solid, healthy amount of disagreement about that decision, open disagreement about that decision, strong disagreement about that decision.
All of that has been and is still there. Never
You're
ban anybody.
referencing me calling you out on it, albeit harshly. You're referencing me calling you out on it as a reason that I'm
You
banned.
called me out on it. I platformed that. We had the discussion, and it was fine.
Yes. I was not satisfied with the discussion.
Because I
don't
didn't
think it
agree
was
with
fine.
you.
No, because I thought that you were not letting me speak.
We spoke for hours.
Yes. It was hours of me feeling like I can't really get what I'm trying to say across to you. At times I did, but a lot of it was me in the weeds with you, feeling like I'm trying to convince you to even let me get past a single sentence.
It was because I didn't agree with you then. You had plenty of time to speak. I think we had 2 huge discussions on it.
This is not what I think of the conversation. We have different narratives of the conversation, and your audience is going to agree with yours. They're going to say there's going to be a meme. Talks for 12 hours. Then someone's going to make a graph of how much I talked, and then say, "Oh, but I didn't get a chance to speak." Interruptions. 122, Mr. Girl. 75, Destiny. Oh, but I didn't get a chance to speak. You win. You get to win. You get to write the narrative, and this is why I need to be able to write on the subreddit.
700 comments a month.
I don't think is it actually 700 per month?
I don't know, but you've been typing there for like 1 or 2 months. Might be 350 a month then. It's not like you've been typing there for a long time. It's a lot of comments.
Yeah, but I mean, how many threads have there been about me in the last 2 months?
There've been a lot of threads about a lot of people. I'm just saying that
How many
like
threads have been? Oh, no. How many threads have been about me?
I don't know. I haven't counted.
Hundreds.
Okay. There've been a lot
Literally
about
hundreds.
Lots of people.
Okay, so I just want to point out, I could be writing. Okay, first of all, I did an AMA,
Okay.
and the AMA lasted hours. So if you do an AMA, and like maybe you don't want me to do an AMA, but if you do an AMA, that's probably 300 of the comments right there. The other comments, I could be writing one comment on each thread about me, and I could still end up at 700. So
Okay.
I don't like. Yeah, I'm like, I'm open to a discussion where you're like, hey man, I've noticed Forethought told me that you made 700 comments in the last 2 months. I think that's too much. I think you're overstepping a bit. So can we agree on some like level of engagement that where you get to feel like you're pushing back against the dog pile, but I don't feel like you're trying to take over the fucking subreddit? Like, I want you to be able to put out your narrative to counter my narrative if you feel like it's important to you, but I don't want you to spend all night writing the narrative while I'm trying to.
I don't
do
write the
something else.
narrative. I just talk on stream, which you're invited to talk on as much as you want.
Okay, do you get what I'm saying? If you came to me with like that kind of like hey, I think this is too much. Will you stop so much, or do you have an explanation for why you
I
need
guess
to
I
write this
could,
many
but I don't know if
comments?
I like the idea that I explicitly need to say like, hey, listen, like you're turning my entire sub against me and you're posting like really aggressively about me my sub. That just feels like I can't even believe I would have to say that. Maybe I do need to say that, but and this was like 700 comments before before the ban. Like, obviously.
It just, the severity of the criticism about Fuentes matches the severity of the potential negative outcome.
You're gonna
That
make
is
that
why
argument about anything.
No, but you're saying I can't make the criticism because of how bad I think it is.
No, I just don't
because
need you like
that-
doing it constantly and incessantly and like doing like victory laps about it. It's like Jesus.
I don't think it's constant or incessant. I think I wrote one essay about it and then I did the victory lap. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you do need. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, you do. If you want, if that bothers you, then we do need to talk about it. I don't think you. can just
No,
have your,
it's not just
have
like
your-
we need to talk about it until you agree with me. I think it has to be that.
I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm saying if that is bothering you and you want to like discuss that, I'd be totally open to having that conversation and probably be sympathetic to whatever you said in it. But for you to have your passive aggressive dickhead mod ban me and then mock me and laugh at me and laugh with him at me and have him on stream shitting on me and then be like, oh, well, you know, I don't control the mods. That just, I don't think that's a good way to handle conflict between us. And I think if you're going to platform fucking Nazis,
Sure, I
there's
don't
gonna
think
be
that
conflict
it
between
is
us.
necessarily the best way to handle conflict. I don't disagree. But the temperature on everything got yoinked up so fucking high after everything happened that it's like, holy shit. Like, if I would have unbanned you immediately, shit would have gotten fucking unhinged. And then it would have been, actually, then I would have been banning. Because it probably would have been like, it would have got even worse. Which you admit. You literally said, as soon as I'm going to ban, I'm going to write a huge fucking essay. And then it's just like a whole other thing of like, people
100%.
like... Okay.
Look, I just don't. I still think you're trying to have it both ways. You can't platform somebody like Fuentes.
I can, though. And I have.
You can't.
And I am
okay,
doing it. I can have it all the
finish my-
ways.
can-
Yeah,
Can
okay,
I
go
finish
ahead.
my sentence?
You're telling me I can't do something I can do, but go ahead.
You can't platform Fuentes, and at the same time, in the way you did, at the same time, say I'm open to. Say I'm open to feedback about it, but only to a certain level. And then you feel like there's a cancer metastasizing in your community, so you start banning people who are criticizing you too harshly for it. You're just paving the way for Fuentes in your community to have this good appearance and reputation. You're sanitizing him more because you feel like it's a threat if you don't shut it down or the criticism is too harsh. By protecting your own image, you're
Sure.
sanitizing Fuentes'.
I understand that's your feeling, but my feeling is
But
that
then-
you
so then
sanitize Fuentes. And that's why I don't want to
Wait,
have
I'm
the
not-
conversation anymore.
Wait. You are banning criticism of you and Fuentes jointly
Yes.
in your subreddit.
Yeah. No, not all of it. Just the hyper obnoxious and
Some of
pretentious
it.
kind.
Some of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't see how you can do that and then have me not call you out for it.
Because if you disagree that hardcore with those decisions, then that's it. There's a disagreement. But it's not like we're going to argue until the end of time. Like, what's the show? You and I are destined to do this fight forever. Like the Joker and Batman. It doesn't have to be that way. If that means you going to Arkham Asylum or whatever, that's fine. But like, I'm not obligated to maintain that fight, especially at risk to me in my own platforms. Why would I have to do that? Why should I be made to suffer the burden in my
have
own
to do that.
community?
You have to do that if you want orbiters with a conscience who believe that. I mean, if you want orbiters who strongly disagree with you, who have a conscience, and you want to platform Nazis, I think it's very likely you're going to have some of us.
I'm good. I'd rather just platform the Nazis uncontested then. That would be my choice. Rather than saying that like I have to suffer people indefinitely using my subreddit as a platform to attack me from.
Okay. All right. Well.
Hey Max, it's Rem here. I was wondering if you'd let me ask you a question as a fellow orbiter who I think has gone through what you've experienced. As someone who's been shat on not only by Destiny many times, but also his community. But you'll notice that whenever I got like totally shat on, and even banned from the subreddit, I never went to Destiny as though like he owed me something. Because if anything, you know, it's the other way around. And I think the impression that a lot of people are getting, and I've talked to a couple of other orbiters, although I'm not so much an orbiter anymore, I guess.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Well, you know, you keep talking about orbiters as a group, and I guess I consider myself as part of that group. And you know, this idea that we absolutely need to have some like special exemption apply to us just because we've appeared on stream sometimes and there might be some kind of community overlap, like I think it's completely ridiculous. If I were to go to Destiny and ask for this after we like disagreed over indigenous issues and I called him like a racist bigot or something, like I bet you would think that's fucking pathetic and stupid, because I said things on stream that not only pissed off Destiny but the people who were watching him. So of course the community is going to hate you.
Wait, can you give me the hypothetical? I'm going to think it's stupid if you did what? If you called Destiny a bigot and then...
Because in the past, I've come on stream and I've disagreed very adamantly with Destiny.
Yeah, you called Destiny a racist.
Issues.
You called him a racist bigot. Is that what happened? Okay.
Well, not Destiny. I called more than Destiny.
Indigenous people based.
Just okay. So you called Destiny a racist bigot, and then what's the hypothetical you're giving me? Then he banned you?
Well, I don't know if it was Destiny specifically. Actually, I think it was the mod, his mod.
Okay, so yeah, so the mod banned you, okay, and then what would I think is pathetic?
Do you think that me coming on stream for I don't know how many hours and having the same conversation over and over again about how I am somehow owed some kind of special privilege in virtue of being an orbiter? Do you really think that if you were, for example, in my position, you would view me as being legitimate in what I'm doing?
How can you say so many words and not say a single coherent thing, Rem? Can you break it down into a sentence?
Like a little bitch to Destiny on stream like every single day, is that all gonna garner you sympathy from
There
a
we
community
fucking go.
who doesn't like you? That's
Okay,
the question.
Okay. Yes, usually if a community doesn't like me, I don't fold and bend over backwards to try to appease them into a spineless
Right,
puddle
instead
of
you go to the
mush on it.
leader to try to get special fucking privilege.
Can I finish?
You can finish, Max.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you can frame it as me being like a tattletale or trying to get special privileges. I think I was almost offered special privileges, soft offered special privileges, and I immediately turned it down and said, no, I don't think it's sufficient enough for us to have a kind of winking understanding and just move on and let temperatures cool down. I think I need you to make a commitment to not just protect me, but to protect people like Rem. So yeah, if you called Steven a bigot and you got banned for that, I think that's
Why
fucked
deserve
up.
protection?
Because you
Why do I
providing
deserve
content for
protection?
Steven, I think, is his whole thing.
Yeah, but
His whole
fucking
thing.
anyone
Well, let me
can
go.
content.
His
Wait,
whole
wait,
thing.
can I
There you go,
answer
you
the
go.
question?
Yeah.
Okay, just really quick. I think you deserve protection because the community is set up in a way so that there's highly like weaponized content and a propensity for dogpiling. And I think that if it's going to be run that way, where the streams involve people insulting each other and cutting each other down, and Steven's going to kick you from the call and make fun of you a bunch, that all that sets people up for dogpiling, which is really psychologically damaging to people, and it also damages your careers. So I think because of that, it's an unethical work environment, an unethical professional setup that you wouldn't put up with in other places. Like if you worked at a grocery store, and your manager's allowed to just like tell lies about you or tell their narrative about you as soon as you leave to all your coworkers and say like, oh, they're stupid, they're a piece of shit, they're blah 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 blah, and you're not even allowed to defend yourself. And if anybody disagrees with you, they get fired too, so they can just literally twist your reputation into whatever shape they want.
People who appear on
Wait, let me finish. I'm
next. I'm next.
Okay. So if all that is the case, yeah, I think you absolutely shouldn't put up with it, and you should do what I'm doing and say, look, you got to fix this shit, or I'm out of here. Like, I love you, but I can't do this. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me sucking up to him.
My turn.
Okay.
I believe what Mr. Girl's saying, and he can tell me if I'm wrong, is that Orbiter should be coming in here to provide content and shouldn't be scared that they're gonna get banned for having a disagreement with Steven. Is that like pretty much the whole thing you're saying?
Yeah, but on top of that, it's that would be okay if it was just like a comedy show. But we're talking about...
That's all this is to these people.
Well, let me...
Yeah, you can go.
Finish. Okay. It's more than just a comedy show, right? We're talking about stuff that has like implication. We're talking about like platforming Fuentes. Like this is to me like really scary stuff that I have really, really strong feelings about. If you saw, I'm like basically on the verge of tears, 12 hours screaming at Steven. This is really important to me. So it's one thing if it's like Saturday Night Live, and then it's like, yeah, sure, you can't tell the boss to go fuck themselves, or to call them a racist bigot because it's it's out of line. But if we're going to be talking about such emotionally provocative stuff, like, is Mr. Girl abusive to his girlfriend? Yeah, that's the kind of shit where I need to be able to have more of a voice in counteracting the narrative that you're going to spin. So it's not just that we're providing content, it's that we're also providing high stakes content at high stakes for ourselves and high stakes for the country and the audience and everything.
But it's exactly what I said. You believe that people should be able to come on here and say their shit and not get banned or fear of getting banned. And you think it's good not only for Steven, because we can come on here, provide content, and not have a fear of getting banned for it, but also for you, because then you can come on, say your shit, and not get banned for it. Yeah, that's like the whole thing.
No, you should be able to get banned. If Steven doesn't want you as an orbiter, then sure, you're banned. Like, if you don't want me working at your company, then fire me. Or cut ties with me. If you don't want to be in the relationship, break up with me. That's all fine and good. But if I am in the relationship, then I need to be able to push back against what I see as a overbearing narrative writing, and he's kind of agreeing to this, that he has a firm grip on the narrative about himself.
Yes.
And therefore on the narrative about you, if you're talking to him, the grip on the narrative about himself is fine. I don't care about that. I have no investment in making his audience see something or think something about him. It's when I'm caught up in it and they're thinking something about me as a result of something that he's doing, and I guess Fuentes too. I'm invested in that. That's what I'm saying. If you want the Orbiter relationship, I need this protection.
Hey, Steven, are you going to change?
No, I already said I'm probably
okay. Well, then there it is.
Really compelling argument.
We don't have to do this anymore.
That's
We've
what
done
I don't get.
Well, no. That's the end of it. We don't have to keep talking about it. Steven isn't going to change his opinion on it. We've heard it for the last 3 hours. I don't think there's going to be another compelling argument that Max is going to pull up. He's respectfully, you're just saying the same things. I'm not saying that I disagree or agree with you, but Steven is absolutely not going to change his mind. So why do we keep going in circles?
I think there might be something just a little beneath the surface here. If we
There's
just
not. That's it. That's the end of it. Cool. Well, you guys play. I won my league game.
Good job, Mutin. Wow.
Going for diamond. I'm plat 2 right now. It's pretty good.
Are we finally killing Scoria in a couple episodes, you think?
No.
How not? What do you mean? No. Jesus.
Oh god.
Christ.
Okay, there it is. All right.
All right. So are we? Steven, are you allowing them to end the conversation? Is that it?
Oh well, I mean, if you want, we can do final words. But I feel like we've kind of like, I mean, even you said we're kind of like looping on the. But is there a part you think we've missed or something we haven't?
Please respect me.
That's kind of. I don't know. It's kind of.
Why? Hello?
What? Yeah, Destiny, we all joined because we're all celebrating DGG. We're just so happy to see the bridge burning. But I'll let you guys finish.
Somebody left the door open. I don't know. Or not walk through it.
Good one.
Okay, It's not over. There are things that need to be said. Okay.
Go
I'm tired
on,
of listening to
say
this fucking shit.
Okay.
Tired of it. I'm sick of it. Max, you don't need to ever look at the Reddit. You don't need an account there. You don't need to post there. You have the greatest privilege to express yourself and
I don't
represent
wanna-
yourself.
I don't.
You
I
have
don't-
privileges
don't-
to the voice to come
Alright,
on
listen.
Destiny stream whenever the fuck you want
Listen,
and say
you
what
guys,
you're thinking.
you
okay?
guys-
and correct
you
whatever
guys-
narrative
I-
you
I
think
don't-
there
I
needs
don't
to be.
wanna- I don't-
You've spoken enough. We all know what you think. We've heard it for the
Steven,
last 2 weeks. Everybody
what
knows
we
what you
agreed
think.
to.
You're a content creator. If you don't want to be
Steven.
criticized,
Let him say.
come
let
make
him
good
say,
content.
Let him say his piece. Go ahead.
That's
I
it.
don't want. I don't. I don't.
If you don't like what people are saying about you, don't fucking look where they're saying bad things.
I need you to make it so it's you and me, like we agreed, or we should just
Okay.
talk off stream.
You need me to say what?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Nobody else talk for a second.
He needs you to baby.
Stop! Shut up! No, that's not babying. Just need to finish a one-on-one conversation that we agreed, and I agreed to have. Okay. Okay. Were there any other final words or thoughts that you had relating to this particular topic?
Are you capable of being friends with me if we are not streaming together?
Yeah. I'm capable of being friends with you if you're shitposting my server trying to turn my community against me. It's all like very separate stuff for me in my head.
Okay, is the conversation over?
Well, no, he's doing the
No, shut
quiet
the fuck up,
contemplative
Supreme.
thing.
Christ almighty.
You're being mean, Steven.